All right, let's talk about this. One of the biggest questions, not these. I'm not going to talk about these. I'm going to talk about this right here. On some of the machines, it could be a little bit bigger, some a little bit smaller. On some of the machines, on the more expensive machines, I use a purple aluminum plate. So one of the biggest issues I have brought to me by people using these machines is I'm not getting the stick. I've got a problem. I'm not getting the stick. And I know I covered this, but I just want to do a video solely on this and this alone. Your expectations of what we're referring to as a stick. You're swiping your thumb over here and you're slowly adjusting this first knob to the left and you're looking for that stick. So the first thing I want you to know is number one, can be very subtle. You've got to be very relaxed. You've got to be very tuned in. And it's not going to be, if you're expecting some kind of a firm, ooh, it's stuck, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to say it's never going to happen for anybody, but everybody, it affects a little bit differently. So there's several ways to do it. You don't have to go at it from this degree. First of all, make sure your little plate here is perfectly clean, especially the white ones. The aluminum plate is going to be smoother, and you're going to even have a harder time feeling a stick if you've got the purple plate. On these, you'll feel a little bit of friction, and it can change so subtly. So you've got to be very relaxed. You got to be very tuned into it, and you got to be very sensitive to it to feel anything. And it could be the slightest little. I think that if you think you felt something, stop. If you're going along and it's like, I think it's kind of dragging a little bit, that's stop. Some people don't even do this. Some people just will start, they'll meditate, they'll sit down with their machine, and they'll start slowly turning the knob without doing this at all. And then they will just, that feels right. Some people use a pendulum. They'll take their pendulum and they will say, may I ask you a question? Yes, no. And they'll say, is the number between 0 and 10? If it says no, then they'll say, is a 0 between 11 and 20? And when it says yes to one of those 10 ingredients, then they'll say, is the number between 11 and 15? They'll narrow it down and let the pendulum decide the number for them. So that it doesn't have to be set by using and feeling any grab here. And again, you've got to be very sensitive with it. This is the biggest issue. I don't get it a lot, but I got it from a handful of people. It's like, I'm not feeling anything. I'm not getting a stick. I think your expectations are a little high of what that stick is going to feel like, because you could just feel a little hesitation in your finger or thumb. It may not even feel like a stick, but it could feel like, oh, my thumb kind of jumped a little bit. It didn't feel like it was a jump caused by the plate, but that's when you stop. If you sense it at any level, that's where you stop. Some people will get a more friction here than other people. It just works differently for different people. So I really want to get that across. You're not doing anything wrong. Okay, that's number one. I get that. What am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. It's a learning curve. And what I mean by learning curve, the learning curve is, how does my psyche work with this machine? So you've got to figure out your connection with this machine in radionics, psionics. How does it work with me? You're a unique individual. This will work, but you've got to work with it to figure out how you connect with it. You may not connect with it this way. You may connect with it with closing your eyes and slowly turning the knob, thinking, relaxing. That feels right. You just get that feeling that feels right. So if you get that feeling, just that feeling, it feels right. You don't, it may not work with a stick plate for you, and that's fine. It doesn't matter as long as you get these set to the right frequency, and that frequency is going to be different for you than it is for me. This machine is going to work differently for you than it is me or anybody else because you're unique. Your unique connection to this machine is going to make all the difference in the world. Some people may find themselves using these jacks on a regular basis. Some people may never use them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's how it connects with you personally to your machine. So I was approached again by someone else that was concerned about this, and that's why I wanted to make this little video. I've got a lot of information. First of all, if you purchased one and you got your manuals, take your time to read those manuals. I give a lot of suggestions in there. Some of that I've covered in that manual. I know reading is not fun, but I want you to connect with your machine. I want this to become one with you because it's got to work for you. Some people are more sensitive and they connect with it immediately. Other people have to kind of hold it. You know what I'm saying? They have to psychologically get there to connect to the machine. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. As these things are brought to my attention, questions people have, I try to do these little videos as explanation to help you guys out because I think that verbally it's easier than writing it out. Again, don't hesitate to contact me. There's a contact page on the website there. If you can reach me through wherever you happen to purchase the machine online. And my phone number is out there as well, 888-501-6689. I try to make myself available. I do have a life. And if you do call or leave a message, I will get back with you. Okay? Otherwise, I want this to work for you. I want you to understand it. I want you to feel good about it. I want you to connect to it. And I want your wishes to come true. So best wishes, everybody. Take care.